Hello students, welcome to our next session. I am Dr. Madhulika, Lecturer, School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Students, you find everywhere in our life that there is a very cutthroat competition in present scenario. To get success in this competition, one should have a proper planning or proper activity to their work plan. Similarly, every business, organization, management and institution must have a planning and should have a proper work plan by e-business, e-mail, e-trade and e-filing, etc. etc. So, we have our resource person, Dr. Subodh Kesarwani,
Thank you.
Lecturer, School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. He has a very vast knowledge in this field. His interest of area is information technology, e-commerce, ERP and statistics. Today he is going to cover BDP program, Office Organization Management, that is AOM 1, Block 4, Unit 13, 14, 15. Now I would request to Dr. Subodh to start with your presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Madhulika. I hope you have given a very good preamble to this presentation what we are going to deliver today. That is, you have talked about this e-concept, that is e-learning, e-filing and the upcoming technologies. Friends, as you know that what we are going to talk about is office stationery and forms management. This is part of the course, this is an application oriented course, AOM 1, Office Organization Management, and inside it we will cover different ingredients of the office stationeries, different forms of management and other issues. What madam is talking about that there is a very cutthroat competition, that is very true. If you see the famous Guru's verdict, they used to say the only thing constant in the world is change, and the way things are moving in this with respect to this office, we can say that the time will come when there will be no brick and mortar. We will have technology, we will have systems, we will have application softwares which can facilitate in building electronic concepts and electronic way of interaction with the different people who are in the offices. So what I am going to talk today, that is types of stationery used in modern offices, importance of managing stationery, selection of stationery, different types of forms management, how the forms management is important in the day-to-day activities in the organization, and how what could be the shape of the forms and how we can make it more employee friendly and other issues. So we will try to cover the different aspects about this offices and the forms management one by one. If you see the basic definition of stationery, a large variety of stationery is needed in every offices for smooth and efficient performance of the office work. Proper selection, procurement and storage of stationery is very necessary. I want to remind the learners that storage is coming as a big word in this in the field of offices.
Because Dr. Subodh, I
yes.
want to ask you one question. Excel and MS Office, is these are a part of our office stationery?
Yes,
or
madam. These are. It's not confined to the papers and other things. It's a very elaborative term. In this, we will talk about the computers also. We will talk about the different storage medias like floppy disk, hard disk, CD, pen drives, what we are using, which is very much compact. In fact, once we get a time in our coming presentation, we will try to cover one by one what are the different.
So one
different
can use these tools.
Yes, one can use these tools. As I was talking about, if you see the conventional mode of offices, they are more repetitive jobs. They are basically doing the monotonous job again and again. But thanks to computers and other technologies which has given these offices a new shape. What we are doing right now, we have got the storage capacity. We try to reduce the repetitive jobs, and we have a storage so we can reconcile it. Say let's take a very good example. Say we are more into the content development. We used to develop the contents, and say we have got the courses, and each courses have consist of blocks and units. Units is called the chapter. So if you see, initially when the computer was not there in the beginning stage of the IGNOU, what we used to do, we used to have a typewriters and other activities. With the help of these typewriters, we are able to print the material, but we are not able to store it because the medium, the technology was not soothing at that time. So at this juncture, what we have got a storage capacity, so we can, whatever we can do, we can save it also. Say if there could be any lacuna, we can do it again. We want to modify it, we can revamp it if we want. And say the best part of the storage with relevance to this course development is that, say after 5 years when the revision starts or the maintenance start, again we need the backup of that. If the backup is there, we can able to make the changes. So the purpose,
modify the material.
So the purpose is that the contribution from our end is less in this contemporary approaches as compared to the conventional approaches, where rather we can say that this is a more fruitful approach. So storage is going to play a very vital role because it is going to give us a backup. We are safely moving, and we have a storage.
Anytime we can use, or we can modify our material.
Even that is going to save the stationery also. Say if you have got a storage facility, taking the printout is a very cumbersome job. Say and keeping it in a hard copy, in a soft copy, in a hard disk or in a pen drive, it's very easy. Say so I am coming over here, I have put my presentation in a pen drive and install in the systems, and then we can deliver through the application software known as PowerPoint, and we are giving a presentation. So the job is very less because copying is very easier. So this storage facility is very vital right now, and it's going to play a very vital role. We cannot think of an office without paperwork, and to think of paperwork without stationery is beyond imagination. The definition of the stationery is changing day by day. The way technology has entered, here we have got more flavor of new technologies, more flavor of this storage capacities. We have got systems which is playing a very important role, as well as internet is also.
And day by day we are enhancing our.
Yes, even internet is also playing a very important role right now. You see, there are many portals who are maintaining the database for us. They are providing us a space on the web, and we can put all our database in the websites. We can take a backup of that, and if we want anywhere we can do it. That is more important. See, if you've got a storage capacity but you're not able to move that storage from one place to another, it's very cumbersome again. But here what we are doing, we have got movement facility also. Say with the help of website, wherever you can be, you can log in and take and access that. If you want, you can download. If you want, you can upload. So these are the various upcoming facilities which are given by this servers and the database managers. And you see the way is changing right now. There are a lot of Previously we used to give more emphasis as far as our reading is concerned. We used to go for the books and other thing, but right now you see we have got a new concept what you're talking about, that E is basically prefixing everywhere. So e-books we have. So e-books
Exactly.
is playing a very
Vital role.
very vital role, and the way it's coming up, maybe in the coming future it can supersede all the conventional approaches, because we have got different tools. Maybe if I get time I will cover. There are certain readers which could be say half the size of this computer screen, where you can, and it had a capacity of 3,000 4,000 titles, so you can store into it, and if you want you can read according to your convenience, according to your
Anytime.
suitability. Yes, so that is upcoming as a very important thing, and that is going to increase the office approaches. That's why the culture of 9 to 5 had been stopped now, and people are giving more
24/7.
yes, more coming to this 24/7 culture, where there will be no brick and mortar system, where
Exactly.
you can sit at your drawing room and study, where you can deliver, say being academician I can disseminate education from anywhere. So that type of approach is coming up. So that is going to give a new shape to the modern business. And since we are talking about the stationery, in terms of that, the type of stationery you use for any kind of communication is a direct reflection on yourself, your business, and the message you are sending out to customers and potential clients. While it is always important to send out personalized notes and letters to clients, it is equally important to use a good quality stationery for business communications. So one has to be very cautious about all those things. We will cover one by one all these approaches. This is because the kind of stationery you use indicates how you conduct your business and how important your customers are to you. The most of the office work is done on paper, as you know that. Paper, you can't replace the black and white approaches.
Okay.
Hard copy is never be replaced, because we have to keep all those things in a black and white. But
Everyone has a mindset that stationery means a pencil,
Yes.
files, and
Yes. It's
So it's
include
a-
all those things, but apart from it, it can have a contribution of this technologies. What we are, because previously you see, once we have in mind about the stationery, we have a feeling of that it could be what you're talking about, writing pads, notepads, and other say stationeries. But it had
and
a gamut
junk of files.
yes, junk of file, but it's cover that part also, and this contemporary approaches also. So most of the office work is done on papers. That is very true. And
So day by day, clerical approach are eliminated.
yes, it's eliminated. Even the way the things are coming and changing. I want to give you a very good example. I have written one paper. Say that paper is going to publish in one journal.
Okay.
And generally, if they used to take the copyright approval from us, so in that way, what option we have earlier, like sign the copyright form and send it by courier, by the air couriers to the destinations. But now the time has changed. We have got different tools and techniques. Say PDF Acrobat is there. What we have, say I have signed that form, that was the copyright form. I have scanned it with the help of scanner. That had been displayed on the computer screen. I have used the PDF toolbar, PDF Acrobat, and with the help of that we have converted into the PDF file. And now that file can be easily downloaded, uploaded anywhere, and anybody can take the printout.
Okay.
It's like a black and white media. And what I was talking about, the database, there are a lot of big portals like Google and other which are providing domains to the individuals, to the organizations to maintain their databases and pay some amount to them, and on behalf of them, on their server, they used to do all those things. So this is going to bring a drastic change. So rather than keeping the black and white and making a huge gamut of files, you can copy, you can do all those things in a soft copy. So this is the approach which is coming up. So what I mean to say, see how the time is changing, and maybe in a coming future it is going to partially reflect. I will not say totally reflect, it will partially reflect the hard copy approaches. where people can more emphasize on the soft copy. So technology is going to change in a very big way, and see how the things are going to change. So for the production and preservation of records, we always need papers. Even we speak of computers, we do have to use papers to have computer printouts. That I was talking about, because why we used to take the printout? We used to take the printouts just to keep the backup. And same backup, if you are getting on your satellite, say if somebody is preparing your databases and they are charging something, it's again the creating the backups and maintaining it. So they are charging the, it's like say we are the tenants of that house, and we are using that particular accommodation, and they are charging us from something. They are the landlords and we are paying something. So it's basically you can say it's a relationship of landlords and tenants. So even we speak of computers, we do not have to use papers to have computer printouts. Paper is required for following purposes, as I was talking about: writing pads, scratch pads, note sheets, letterheads, stencils, carbon papers, registers. So the purpose is to keep the thing in a black and white. But there are some upcoming approaches right now. There are electronic writing pads.
Okay.
If you see, this is electronic writing pad where you can store as well as write all the data. Then we have electronic pads where we can write it and automatically it will be converted into the soft copy and stored in a doc format of the Word. So very easily you can download it, very easily you can upload it. So there are digital memos also where at the time of meeting you can write and automatically it will go online. Even the tools and techniques what we are using over here, that is also very contemporary. Even say we are using a PowerPoint to disseminate education to our learners, and we have got our electronic blackboards also. Though this time I am not using that, but it's here, that facility is here where we can use all those things. So these are the new types of stationery used in modern offices, and we have got other electronic approaches, printers and other things which can automatically store the things and do the things.
So it means day by day contemporary office system.
Yes, what I was talking about, what I was emphasizing more on that see how the things are changing, that the time will come when all these things would be replaced by the soft copy approaches. But we can keep something in black and white, because our conventional approaches is like that. Even in some Western countries, if you go and see, they are totally dependent on the electronic approaches, and they are very much in the safer ends, because here we are thinking if we keep the things in a black and white, though there are also chances of there are also a big threat in the black and white, but still we used to, because our mindset is like that. So that's why as far as new organizations, all the indigenous organizations are concerned, they are not coming out from that, but in a coming future they will try to come out from this approach, and maybe this technology is going to change a lot, because there are a lot of big packages like enterprise resource planning. Because if you talk about this ERP is basically an integrated package which can give a new shape to the organization, because it's not like a application software which is confined to one department. Say if you are talking about tally is confined to financial department, but once you talk about ERP, it could be implemented to all the departments. Say we have got student support from, if we talk about this institution perspective. So
ERP has a wide
it's a wider approach, and with lot of integration, and what in our previous discussion we were talking about this, it had a follow-up approaches, lot of feedback approaches, follow-up approaches, where you can have an interaction, you can see where you are lacking, and lot of safety features are there, that no one can tamper the data. If anyone can do that, automatically it will give the warnings and such thing like that. So there are a lot of, but for that also you need a heavy database. And you know, it's like what I was talking about, it's like a house and somebody had taken a particular portion, and nonetheless, no doubt if they will take that, they will have to pay some amount to if they are using that particular portion, they have to pay for it. So it's like that. Somebody have got a big gigantic database with them, and if you want to use the particular portion, you have to pay some amount. So there are some big portals who are doing exclusively working in this database areas, where you can from them you can copy the data, take the data and use for your purposes. So maybe on behalf of you they will also maintain and develop, because once you are preparing a database you need a lot of equipments like servers, terminals, computers, because there is a lot of risk now, power failure, backups and other issues are there, so one has to be very cautious. So these are the things which has to be controlled. So what I was talking about, with proper storage arrangements, changes of mishandling and pilferages can also be minimized. So if there could be a proper storage arrangement, because storage means you have got a backup at at different places. So whenever you want, if there could be any shutdown, or say say there could be a hard disk crashing of hard disk, so in that case you can get the data from your different backups. So these are the facilities which one get in this storage arrangement. So stationery could be stored in such a manner that it can be taken out when required. What I was talking about, say if you have got 4 backups.
So these storage arrangements are permanent basis, or it could be
it's a permanent
temporary
basis. This storage is basically what I was talking about. Sometimes in-house the database is maintained. Say let's take a very good example. Say I hope you have been working with the internet. Okay. You have an email account also. Right. Some data you used to keep on your computers and on your personal computers, on your hard drives, maybe on your pen drive, or the external media what we are using called as CD drive, floppy drives, pen drives. These are the external medias, and internal media is the media which is inbuilt in the system, that is hard disk and other thing. So you keep sometimes there could be a crashing of hard disk. In that case, what you used to do, say you have downloaded the matter from the internet, or somebody had mailed you, so that will be available on your particular email ID also. Say if I have mailed you 4 chapters of this office organization management to get it reviewed by you. Okay, now I have mailed from my email ID to your email ID, and that had been transferred to your email ID, and now you have taken you have downloaded that 4 chapters and put on your system. Now say there could be, say you have downloaded on your pen drive. Now there could be any problem in the pen drive. In that case, what you will do? You will again go to your particular email ID, and again you will download it. So this is basically what I will say. It's arrangements. Basically, it's a temporary arrangements, or say the permanent arrangement, where you can store the data, and if you want, there could be any default, or say there could be any fault, you can go and download the data from there.
So it means there is a lot of arrangements are there.
Yes.
For storage purpose.
One thing, Dr. Madhulika, I want to tell you that we used to make the arrangements. You don't think once you are making the files and you make the proper arrangements. Let's take an example where when we were working in the black and white mode, everything was in a black and white, we won't have the storage media. At that time also we used to keep the backups. Few files were gone to the respective departments, and the backup of it can be saved somewhere else, say in the different files. So if there could be any problem in the files, we can review the other files and get the data from there, extract the data from there. So this is the way by which we can do it. Here also, if you see, we have got a storing facility. So stationery should be stored in such a manner that it can be taken out when required, and improper storage can lead to careless use of office stationery. So one has to be very cautious, and they should know how to proper use the office ingredients and other thing. So requirements of good storage system. To ensure proper storage and use of stationery, the following aspects of a good system of storage should be kept in view. That is sufficient supplies, proper care of stationery stock, and proper system of issue.
What do you mean by sufficient supply?
So I hope you understand this
Is it a
overstocking and
technical term?
understocking.
Okay, overstocking.
Where one has to very cautious about that. Sufficient supply means let's take an example where say we used to work in school of management. Our system is like that. The stationery is supplied by the section officer who is responsible for that, and that will
Right.
be look after by the assistant registrars. So
Right.
if we need any stationery, we used to give requisition to the assistant registrars, and then assistant registrar pass on the information to the section officers, and section officer used to supply the stationery to us. So now this is the accountability of the section officer. If there could be any discrepancy in that, he should, that is the maintenance of minimum stock level and maximum stock level, what we do in the inventory control. If you see that we used to follow the philosophy of reorder level, minimum stock level and maximum stock level. Say if there could be a requirement that that 5 bundle of the white paper should be stored every time, say 500 sheets. If there could be less than that, we should go for the new order. So the maximum stock level is this minimum stock level is 500. So this is basically a way which we can do that. Proper care of stationery stock, proper system of issue should be there. We will cover this part elaborately. Proper system of issue is like that. What I was talking about, that being a faculty of that school, we used to give our acquisition to the assistant registrars, and assistant registrar used to pass on the section officer, and from section officer we used to get it. So this is the proper system of issuing. We are not directly going to them and give, please give it, like that. Something could be in a black and white.
So there is a system.
Yes, so there is a system and one has to follow that. So this thing we are following over here also. So what I was talking about, mass storage system, I hope I have given some glimpse about this magnetic systems, optical system, flash drives. Let's have a look on this. What I was talking about, disk is basically a floppy disk or a disk which have a magnetic tape, which is
It could be hard disk also.
It could be hard disk, but reliability of hard disk is more as compared to the floppy disk. Floppy disk is somewhat cheaper, and it's basically an external media where reliability is very less, whereas the storage capacity as compared to floppy disk in hard drive is more, because the whole system is governing through that, and we used to keep the storage in that also. So magnetic system consists of disk, floppy disk, tape, and optical system. What the new thing had been entered, that is compact disk. CD is a compact disk which is in general of 800 MBs, 800 megabytes. So it had a very good capacity, and you can reuse it, you can rewrite it, facilities are there. So this is basically optical system where the laser technology is used rather than in magnetic tape we have a different technology. So this is more reliable technology as compared to the disk with respect to this storage. And then we have DVD. DVD is more digitalized, digital video disc, and generally it is 3 times more. It had 3 times more storage as compared to the compact disk. And then we have flash drive. Flash drives are the pen drives are also comes into it. So lot of
flash drives.
Yes. So another Bluetooth technology and other technologies are coming where we can extract the data with the help of that. We have got the data card readers, data where there is no use to put the cables, and directly with the help of
so
Wi-Fi.
Flash drive consists Bluetooth also.
No, Bluetooth is a different technology basically.
Okay.
Bluetooth is a technology where you can extract the data without the use of cables. You can directly, because there are some signals or laser, with the help of lasers you can extract data from there. Say my mobile have a Bluetooth technology and your mobile have a Bluetooth technology.
Right.
Now if I want to copy some say whatever lectures we have, say I have stored in my mobile phone.
Right.
Now I want to transfer that lectures in your mobile phone. With the help of this Bluetooth technology, automatically this MPEG files, it will be converted into MPEG files, which
Okay.
can open in the media players. You can copy this file to your mobile and you can do it. So here what we have done, we have never used the cables. We have directly copy the things from Bluetooth technology, which is a very contemporary technology right
So
now.
Bluetooth is inbuilt in our mobile
Yeah,
or
that has
laptop.
to. It's a mandatory requirement.
Okay.
If that technology is not there, it will not work. So
Okay.
one equipment should be Bluetooth enabled. Otherwise, it will not work. So one has to.
So it means if computer and laptop and the mobile has a Bluetooth, then it will convert into.
Yes. So what I was talking about, the storage. My emphasis is more on the storage, and storage implies centralized storage implies storage of stationery at one central place and not in each department of branch separately. If you see the advantages of centralized storage, is that better utilization of storage space and equipment. As I was talking about, if the thing could be centralized, we can say in our system there is one central purchase unit which used to purchase the stationeries for the whole university, and that has to be bifurcated and
Distributed.
and disseminated to all the
Sections and divisions and schools.
and schools according to the requirement, and also that could be the way. So better utilization of stock, better supervision and stock control what we have. So one should follow this system, and there are some disadvantages also. There is problem of carrying stationery to the user department, because if there could be a centralized purchase unit, in that case there must be their own warehouse and all. And what problem we are facing, sometimes there may be a scarcity of the stationery because the material had not been dispatched from there to our school destination. So in that case there may be a problem. So there is a problem of carrying stationery to the user department, because either they should supply, or one concerned person from here go and pick up the material, and sometimes the transit time could be more, and maybe there could be a problem. So that's why we are not able to get it. So and delays, what I was talking about, overcrowding of items. So these are some disadvantages. And stock taking. Stock taking means physical counting of stationery items lying in stock. For example, stock taking may involve counting number of, say in the case of stationery, bottles, gum boxes or carbon paper which I have taken, and many other things like printer cartridge and other things, to verify against entries in the stock register. So there are two ways by which we can monitor our stock. Stock taking is basically monitoring our stock, what we have and what item we have dispatched and what we have with us. So there are two approaches. One is the annual stock taking, another is the perpetual. Perpetual means it's a never ending. It's basically every day we used to maintain it.
Okay.
Day by day we used to make the registers. It's a day registers where we can keep it's a continuous stock taking, which involves checking stock as a continuous operation. There is a physical verification of few items stored every day or every week. It's not that you do at the end of the year, when your assessment year, when your financial year is going to finish, at that time you are able to do that. To maintain effective control over the stock of items which are valuable and are subject to the risk of pilferage and leakage. So more frequent stock taking may be arranged. So this is the way by which we can do that. And other approach is the annual stock taking. Annual stock taking is it's somewhat cumbersome, because that you do at the end of the year. At that time if there could be a major discrepancy, you are busy with that. So annual stock taking implies great pressure of work at the end of the financial year, pilferage or misappropriation taking place during the whole year, and come to notice at the end of the year, because at the end of the year reconciling all those things, what had been come out, what had been gone. So at that time,
and what we want.
Yes. So periodic review of stock is not possible, which is essential to maintain check on old or dead stock. So what are the characteristics of a good system of maintenance stock record? A system of stock record keeping is considered efficient if it satisfies the following requirements. Ease of locating stores should be ensured by a code number, that wherever you are maintaining your stock, there must be some coding. With the help of that, you are able to identify the things that say what we used to do, like giving some coding and all, estimating how long the stock in hand is expected to last, identification of items in stock which has to be procured, that is reordered, and those having excessive stock in hand, keeping in view items ordered, supplies concerned, and expected date of delivery of supplies, and taking necessary follow-up action. So again, as we have a very good emphasis on the last presentation what we have in communication, that follow-up and feedback is a very important approaches. Here also one has to take the follow-up and feedback approaches, that what we have done and what has to be, what is left that we have to do. So this will be a characteristic of good system maintaining stock records. So control over stock of stationery. What I was discussing, as you pointed out, that there may be a control of overstocking, because if you keep the overstock, there are many problems with that. There is a problem of pilferages, there is a problem of damages. If you store a heavy quantity of papers, after a certain time it will become yellowish, and that will make it useless for us. So one has to be very cautious, and keeping in mind all those things, those items which are running item, and which we are not able to store more timely, more for a certain time. What we can do, we can maintain the certain this inventory control system policy, that is minimum level, maximum level, reorder level, danger level, and average level. These are 5 approaches which come under this inventory.
And similarly, I think first come first out and last come first out are also applicable
FIFO system is there, and then last in first out system is there. The item which comes first should go last. Go last, or we will see accordingly, because we have to follow, because as in the case of papers, we have to be very cautious. The papers which will come last should go first. It will make the initial papers in a very bad condition. So exactly. So one has to very cautious about all those things to facilitate availability of stationery for use and avoidance of overstocking. Maintaining control over the quantity of stock in hand is essential. That is a very important point. In the absence of such control, there may be overstocking or understocking, or overstocking can result in deterioration in the quality of stationery, as I was talking about, because paper is a very good example, and there are some other examples, like if you have with a lot of ink cartridges, after some time the ink evaporates, and that will make the this ink cartridges dust jet ink make it useless for you. So one has to be very cautious, and understocking can result in out of stock position, because if there will be understock, in that case if you want to in urgent cases we have to go for the certain stocks, and that if the stationery is not available at that time, our work will hamper. So one has to be very cautious and follow this inventory control philosophy, and there is some good approaches like just-in-time approaches made by this Japanese, where they are more emphasizing to reduce the inventory, that is by applying the just-in-time concept, where they can reduce the inventory, their raw material, finished goods, everything they will. So here we can follow that philosophy, and we can try to update our inventory. It could be not less, not more. And fixing level of maximum and minimum stock level, maintaining perpetual inventory, preparing list of inactive items, and that is more important. Third point is more important. There are some items which are always inactive. Say what we are using in general, we are more using ball pens and other thing, but there are something which we generally use. So that has to be cut off, and that has to be properly maintained. If there, because that item used occasionally, and these are the items which we in general used day by day. So preparing list of inactive items, and that has to be reduced. So this is going to control the overstock of stationery. Issue of stationery. In a small organization, stationery can be issued from office to individual users without any formal requisition in writing. But in large enterprise, a systematic procedure should be laid down for issue of stationery. This is necessary to regulate consumption and to avoid wastage and misuse. The procedure for issuing stationery should be evolved in consultation with departmental heads so that red tapeism does not hamper day-to-day work. The procedure should aim at maximum saving of time, labor and cost. What I was giving more emphasis, that is written requisition, because if the thing could be in a writing, it could be in a black and white. So whatever requisition we used to follow, that has to be followed, that we should give in writing in a proper format, in a proper way, so that they should also keep the record of that, how much they have issued and what is with them, so they also know the status of the inventory. And frequency of issue. Frequency of that is there must be certain intervals, and that when they are going to issue the material, what could be the date, that it could be at the first week of the particular month, it's like that, and
or fortnightly or monthly,
maybe whatever the modus operandi they have followed. And when an issue of right quantity, that is what could be the quantity that has to be issued in a right way, and dispensing in right packages. Delivery at user place, because if the delivery could be at user place, this is going to save the time. If we people are going and collect the stationeries and come back, it's going to hamper our work, because we are wasting our time. Our work time is
so precious.
Yes, work time is basically spoiling in these things. So one has to control all those things, and there must be a certain way by which they can reduce the time. There must be involvement of the fillers who can facilitate in bridging the gap between this and supplying the materials. Some lower level staff should be employed more, so that they can cover all those things. And entry in stock registers and card, there must be a proper entry in the stock registers, and things should be in a black and white, so one should know how much stationery and how much thing they have issued. So the person who are accountable for it, he can show at the time of requirement of that.
So Dr. Subodh, we had learned more from you.
Okay.
So because time is less and journey is more, so thank you so much.
Thank you
for giving such a nice lecture. Thank you. Thank you very much.
मैडम खत्म हो गया क्या? आप भी मजाक कर रही हैं? डर गए।